at the ice. Man, I didn't think it was that cold. But the sun's out, so don't see that very often. Won't see it tomorrow. It's going to rain all day. Nice. So we're a bit further along from the last time we did the video, just down the canal a bit further, and here's the railway bridge that we saw in the last video. And now the aim is to get around the corner and look at that next lock. Hey, check this out. This lump of concrete is a pillbox. If you had forces invading and they couldn't cross the water, you could hide in the pillbox and shoot out the approaching forces. I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I'd want to be stuck in there. Let's have a look inside so we can see. Oh my word. It's full of beer cans. So the idea is you be in here, you better see out of there. You shoot people. Protect the boundaries. Oh, mate. I mean, maybe I'm being really stupid, but if you go back into like medieval times, we used to build castles on top of hills. So you had the height of the hill, which might be a natural hill or might be a man-made hill, and then you build a castle with obviously walls and slits so that archers could shoot out of and all that kind of stuff. Now that made sense because you had height so you could see the enemy coming. It's easy to shoot down when they shoot up or throw things up, and that made sense. But if you had a box there and your enemy's coming from there, personally I'd rather be like up there. Okay, we're getting a bit closer to where we want to be. This is the next bridge round from where we were before. You're just about to see this bridge in the distance from the last video. And what we've got is you can just about see there's like a lock on the other side, which is probably where we'll kick off from. There's a railway track over there that you can't see. I just saw a train come past. I think it goes down there, so we'll have a little peek. It's a sunny day, but it's kind of misty. So you've got this kind of hazy mist. I was hoping to get some over the water, but it's not that cold, I don't think. Maybe early this morning, maybe. Hey look, another pillbox. So I'm guessing that bridge would not have been there, because obviously you ain't going to shoot anybody from there if that bridge is there, because they're going to be coming behind you. So I'm guessing that bridge would have been gone, or you'd have blown it up in wartime. You go in here. Oh, where did you get in? Aha! Well, I'm not even going to attempt to go in there. Oh, there's one on that side too. Crikey. Well, I'm guessing this is some kind of public path. There we go. Public footpath. Let's see what's inside this pillbox. Oh, that's where I want to be. More beer cans. And the same kind of nonsense as before. Don't know about you, I would not want to be stuck in one of those things in wartime. What can you see? Beer cans, oh my word, how many beer cans? Makes you wonder what I actually would have had in there. Like, for example, would you have had some food supplies and cupboards and that kind of stuff? So all I can see is concrete walls. That's pretty rubbish. So I would not want to be in there. Okay, same tactic as last time. We're going to take our life in our hands, see if this is steady, which it seems to be. Work our way across. Don't fall. And relax. Just got to show you this picture here, look. That is a beautiful shot. England can be a beautiful country. Some fantastic nature. Look at that. Nice sound of water trickling along there. So with the drone we film in D-Log, and D-Log is like a no saturation flat image. The idea is you get the raw image recorded and then you then put the colours back in post-production. So D-Log, as you can see here, is a really flat washed out image, and then as you start to bring the colours back in, you get much more defined profile, or you can alter the profile by what they call colour grading. So here you can see the blues and the greens are really pronounced. Colour grading tends to be done by something called LUTs. So LUTs stands for look up table, and it's basically where you change one set of colours for another set of colours. And as you can see as you roll through the video, I'm basically going to use lots of different LUTs to produce different looks, and as they fade in they're going to kind of wipe over from the right hand side to the left, and they'll bring the colour across so you can see the difference, and then which LUT I'm using will then appear in the left hand corner to tell you what it is. And some of the LUTs are purchased, some of them are created by myself, and some of them are just things like black and white, or it's just curves. And just curves is literally kind of on the little curve chart, you just basically pull in the blacks to give them a bit of a boost, and you pull in the whites and maybe add a little bit of saturation. And sometimes that just curves is all you need to do, that just pulls it in quite nicely. And other times a bit of a colour boost kind of works really well. Like Humble here, you can see can be quite dramatic. It can often bring out the blues, and it can often make things look really cold, as temperature wise. This one here is a bit of a warmer one. We kind of pull out the greens. That's one that I created, which works really well in some shots but not so well in others. So depending on the light and the environment, different LUTs work really well. Now here we got lots of browns and greens because of the trees, and there's a bit of a overexposure in the top right hand corner, which doesn't really help, but you can see already how the different kind of LUTs, the different settings can really pull out the colours or change the temperature of the mood. Sedona here is a very brown orange kind of LUT, and that works really well with these autumn trees, but can maybe be a bit too extreme. Here we need to kind of pull the blues and the greens out. So the LUT that I created here, you can see the blue and the water's gone deeper, the greens and the trees are much more of a darker green, and you've got a bit too much green in the field there, but it kind of works really well. And then we switch to something completely different, black and white. And again, black and white is fantastic, especially if you boost the blacks a bit too much and pull the whites out a little bit. It can really give a dramatic effect, especially here where you're expecting to have so much colour. It really just drops that back and gives you a bit of a stark contrast. And then when the colour swipes in, you can then see a bit of life. And again, that's just curves, that's just a little bit of saturation in the colour maybe, put the blacks back where they should be, the whites back where they should be, and it's a basic thing that anybody can do without any LUTs or any real messing around. This one again is back to the LUT that I created, and you can see there's a different feel there, there's a different change in the colour spectrum, and again that really works. And the aqua green is just named because it pulls the greens out, pulls the aquas of the sky out, and that works really well. Humble's the LUT that cools things down as in a temperature perspective. So the saturation of the trees has disappeared and the skies become much more kind of blue and cold, and the whole thing has a cool feel. Well, on the other side, if you use Sedona, everything has like a warmer feel, and here you have like the oranges and the browns pulled out of the trees, where the greens have kind of disappeared, and the sky is not quite so strong, but the water on the left hand side kind of appears really kind of like defined, and you have that kind of blueness in the water that looks really good. And when you come to this LUT here, this is Heron. So Heron is less like Sedona because you have more greens, and it's not quite as dramatic as Humble, so that can be a really nice effect. But again, you can see here, so this is Heron, and you can see that the green on the right hand side works really well, but you've still got some nice blues and some browns, and you've got a good mix of colours, and it's quite a nice boost in saturation. Aqua green that's just come in is more of a boost in the greens and blues again. It can be a little heavy because it was created with kind of D-Log in mind, but when you pull it back a little bit, it can still pull out the colours. And again, back here, back to Humble, and you can see those kind of greens and blues are washed out of the trees, and the colour of the water changes and is much more dramatic. But it also works really well.
Now this is a good example of how different LUTs work in different places. So this again is Sedona, and it really pulls the blues out. So as that faded across, you could see how the blues just popped out and the trees just kind of sat back into this kind of desaturated brown orange look, which isn't so good from a perspective of natural colours and how things actually looked on the day, but it does give a very dramatic look. Heron, on the other hand, is more natural. This is probably what it looked like actually on the day, but maybe the greens have been boosted a touch. And aqua green, which is the look that I created, is a bit too extreme. It's a bit too much green there. It works very well, but it's not quite as it was on the actual day. Saying that, I think it actually works better here than in the last clip, because it really pulls the dark of the tree trunks out and the dark greens at the tops of the trees. At the same time, the field on the right had the kind of nice colours of the greens. Heron, you get more browns and probably more natural looking, although it probably is leaning on the brown side, but it works really well. Humble again, but that kind of coolness in there, but you see the colour of the water just pops out, and you can really see the reflection of the clouds in the canal, in the water, as the drone flies across. And finally we come back to Sedona, which again we wash out the greens and the blues and bring more of the browns in, but again kind of works quite well for this kind of a warmer kind of autumn kind of colours. This is interesting because heron is a natural kind of colour, and as aqua green comes in, you can see those blues deepen in the water there and the greens darken. Nice effect. Okay, the next few clips change. Here I'm using D-Cine Light rather than D-Log. You have to ignore the sunshade at the top of the screen there. But D-Cine Light adds some colouring and saturation from the word go. And as I bring the LUT in, as you can see there, I mean that suddenly takes on a much more dramatic effect. And a lot of people have said, oh, don't bother with D-Log, just use D-Cine Light, that'll do, you're not going to mess around in post. And I was kind of intrigued to see how this worked, because it does seem to work well in this scenario. And I bring another LUT in, and again you get everything ever so extreme, so there's just more saturation here, but it works really well. The only problem I had is in the clip coming up where I fly under the bridge. For some reason these Cine Lights seem to lose a lot of the detailing in on the brick of the bridge, so I've switched to black and white to kind of pull that out, as you can see here, but I lost a lot of information which I was disappointed about, and I think personally I will stick with D-Log and just do any colour correction in post. That's my preference.
Man alive, that was flipping hair raising. I tell you what, I went for a shot under the bridge, you know, fly the drone down under there. I thought, it's okay, I'm here, I can see it, it's gone the right direction, no one's around, not a problem. And I get a battery warning light, oh my word. I just could see, you know, the call at home going right when I was under the bridge and smash. But as it was, I got through the bridge, up into the air and turned around and landed without any drama. Man, flipping it. Gonna have to wake me up. It is a great day for droning. This is the kind of weather I want. Not a lot happening today, to be honest with you, which is nice. It's nice and chilled and peaceful and quiet. I just missed the train as well. Landed the drone and literally 20 seconds later, the train came past. So, oh, and two trains. That just makes some great footage, wouldn't it? Following that train around. Alright. Very picturesque. So, I'm now going to pack all the stuff up, and then I'm going to head back home, charge the battery and do some other stuff. Hold on tight. Oh, there we go. And then just carefully, woo! I am all of a sudden feeling very nervous about heights, but I've done it. Yay! Conquered. Check this out. This bridge is called Benham's Bottom.